What's up, everybody? This is Steve Lybrand joining me, Mike Hanratty, getting ready to go live on the SaRcast. Tonight, we're going to talk Many Saints of Newark, The Sopranos. We're going to get into a deep dive on the R. Kelly situation.
Oh, shit.
We're going to talk Rolling Stone's Top 500. And as always, we're going to do the news. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another evening of the SaRcast. Joining me, my co-host, Mike Hanratty.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Debuting with bigger duties.
Yeah. Fuck, last time I was here, I was a guest. Now I got a job to do.
Now you got a job to do.
Jesus Christ.
So what's good, man? Like you had the whole summer off.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Anything good happen in the summer?
Nope. I gained a lot. No, I lost more weight. Got a little bit of muscle. My head got bigger. I don't know. Got fucked up a few times.
Nice.
Drinking,
Nothing special, no vacations or anything. Softball tournaments.
A lot of work, sports, playing dad, husband, you know.
That dad shit will kill you, man.
I know. I got to keep my son away from your daughter. It's a fucking job.
So we got some hot topics that I want to get into.
Yeah, we're gonna have an interesting first show together.
Yeah. So this week was past Friday was the debut, Many Saints of Newark. It's a Sopranos story. So I was heavily anticipating getting into it, and I kind of went into it expecting kind of what I got.
Really?
So yeah, I think that they did a terrible job, and I understand why they did it. Like the marketing of the movie and the lead up into it, they focused so much on Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's son, playing the younger version of him.
Right.
But like everything that I read leading into it, like I actually did a little research to see like kind of who was going to be playing which characters, younger versions and all. And I knew right away that it wasn't the story of him, which is what I think everybody wanted. Everybody, because the way they lead you into it is it's going to be this Tony Soprano story and you're going to see him become, you know, the boss or whatever.
Yeah, I think what happened was like they spent so many years anticipating this Sopranos movie. And I didn't think it was going to be what it was at all. I mean, I didn't really look into the deep dives, the backstories or anything like that. I was, you know, going off the previews and hearsay, but we were all expecting, I was expecting more of a, I don't know, more of an action mob type movie. This was like a fucking drama to me. I don't know.
Yeah. It definitely was slow in parts. And there was things that and I'm going to be straight up. If you're listening to this, I don't really care about spoilers. Spoilers don't bother me. If you saw something and you want to tell me all about it, and I reciprocate. I don't really care about not talking about something because I'm worried that you didn't see it yet. I saw that shit the minute it came out. I watched it. So I liked the portrayal. Like the casting was phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought the casting was pretty good.
The guy that they got to play Syl, the guy that they got to play Pussy, the guy that they had play young Tony, obviously was his son. There was no way around it. The flashbacks in the TV show where they show his dad and you kind of see like their version of young Tony in that. Like John Bernthal was awesome as his dad. I wish they would have told more of that story.
Yeah.
The Ray Liotta shit messes with your head only because you assume from the previews that it's one guy.
Right.
And then when you watch it and it's like, oh shit. Yeah. Like when he dies, I'm like, I saw shit in the previews where he's having conversations with him in jail. And I'm like, he's going to survive this. Yeah. He's okay.
Yeah. I didn't think he killed his dad. That shit was wild.
Hold on. He died. Damn, it fucked me up, man.
So you didn't see it?
You know, I was going to find a way to interject, but this is a perfect drop. I've never seen the Sopranos.
Okay. Do you like mob movies?
Oh, come on. Of course.
Right.
Who doesn't? But I've never seen the Sopranos.
So Sopranos is really good. It's very well written. Some of the stories kind of go off on a tangent. I've actually I decided to go back and watch all the episodes leading up to it.
How many seasons was it?
It's 7, but they do season 6 is like a 6A and a 6B.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like it's a carry, like it's one full season. They just split it into 2 to kind of steal an extra year of The Sopranos.
Is it one of those shows that you like? You know, there's these sitcoms and shows that like people look at you different when you don't see them. Is The Sopranos one of those?
I'm judging you if that's what you're asking.
Of course, yeah. Like I haven't seen all The Wire. I've seen half of The Wire. And
Which
Wire
half did you see?
Yeah.
I've seen all the way up to the kids. So I've already seen Omar. Well, he's throughout the show. I've seen them at the dock. I think that was season 2. Season 1 was all that. I think I'm at the part where it's just like the kids on the corner.
Okay. So I'm one of those that's late to the show on everything. So I'll usually catch something in the middle and I'll start watching it from that point. And then I'll go, oh shit, now I got to go back and watch from the beginning. So like I did that with Game of Thrones. I started watching it in season 2 and I was like, I got to go back.
Right.
The Wire, I didn't start watching until season 4. Sopranos, the same thing.
What was season 4 for The Wire?
Season 4 for The Wire, I believe, is the campaign.
Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah.
All right. So then you're on season 4 now. So season 3 is the campaign. So I love the fact that in The Wire, they change the perspective each season of what you're watching.
Yeah.
The first season, you're meeting the cops and how they do their job.
Yep.
The second season is the worst season of all of them because it's just so slow.
Yeah.
But it talks about where they get the drugs from, where it comes in. The third season, it talks about how politics affect it and how they turn a blind eye to shit that's going on in the city to win election.
Yep.
Fourth season is all about the kids. Fifth season is about the media.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm at the 5th season yet.
Yeah. But I mean it's the writing in The Wire is fantastic. But The Sopranos is I think when they started off with The Sopranos, they intended it to be one thing. Like it's very like the movie Analyze This, Analyze That.
Yeah.
Like where it's a mobster that's going to see a therapist, but without the comedy. Like he's genuinely like the leader of this, North Jersey family. That's not even part of like the 5 families in New York. They're like the little sister. And it's like put out there to them a bunch of times. Like you guys aren't even really, one of the big, you're not a big deal in what you're doing. We appreciate you, but you're not a big deal.
I started it actually, now that I think about it, because there was a car chase with the geese, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning. The first episode of Sopranos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But like all the way through when they introduce the characters, like it's some of the best character acting. They deal with a lot of shit that like you couldn't do it today. There's a lot of like domestic abuse in it. There's a lot of like hardcore drug use.
Yeah.
Facts.
There's a lot of nudity.
Yeah.
Like their home base is in a strip club, which
bada bing.
The bada bing.
The bada bing.
But it's more about like this dude trying to navigate his family and deal with being a dad as well as, being the head of the mob.
It makes me want to watch it, The Sopranos, though.
It
made me want to see what the story is because it got so much push, coming out. So, but now I'm hearing you, I'm hearing Mike, I'm hearing things on the radio like it's really not all that. Supposedly.
The Many Saints of Newark, no. Yeah. But it's only because your expectations going into it is that it's going to be something it's not.
Right.
Because the way they presented it, they packaged it as it's a Sopranos story. Let's highlight the fact that Gandolfini's son's in it, playing a younger version of him. He's young Tony. You're going to see where it all began, and it's not. It's actually about another character's dad. And you learn that the reason... So a little inside stuff. So in The Sopranos, a lot of the story is about Tony Soprano and his nephew, Christopher Moltisanti. And you can't understand, like, this kid's a heroin addict and he knows he is, and he's kind of a fuck up at times. And Tony from the beginning takes him under his wing and tells him, I'm trying to groom you to be my number 2 to eventually take this whole thing over. And, you're going to be my guy. The Many Saints of Newark is about the kid Christopher's dad doing the same thing with Tony, taking him under his wing and giving him wisdom and being close with him in a way that his dad isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And because they didn't package it that way and say, hey, this is going to be somebody else's story, that he's just going to be a secondary character.
Right, yeah.
Like, you get totally let down because you expected something different. You expected it to be like the rise of Tony, and it's not.
It's not at all.
Right.
And it's definitely, it's disappointing. I mean, if you're invested, there's a lot of hardcore Soprano fans out there. They might appreciate it. think I fell asleep twice during it. My wife kicking me like, yo, like, you wanted to watch this? I'm like, I know. But I mean, it had its interesting moments, like some very shocking moments.
There's cool callbacks to the show.
That's what I said. As soon as it was over, I said, I feel like this is going to be a many part.
Yeah, they're definitely going to
do more sequels to this.
They're going to do another sequel or spinoff.
If so, I'm going to be very disappointed.
They dropped the whole thing. Like the full season?
So it's not a season. The Many Saints of Newark is just a movie.
It's just a movie. Okay.
It's a 2-hour movie, and it's set in the late 60s, early 70s about the riot in Newark. And the reason they did that is because the guy who writes the show, David Chase, grew up like 20 minutes outside of Newark. And he's like, I remember this happening, and people don't talk about it.
Right. So
and the riots start because, and it's very telling of like today's time. And like, that's another thing that people got pissed off about.
Right.
They're like, it goes woke right from the beginning. And it's like, no, he's telling a story of something that really happened that people don't talk about anymore.
Right.
Cop pulls a black cab driver out of the car because the cab driver went up the wrong way street. And the cops immediately roughed the guy up and they beat the shit out of him.
Right.
And then immediately riots start, and it looked like Philly last summer.
Yeah.
And they're burning
Philly this summer.
Yeah, they're burning down buildings and shit, and a lot of the setting of the movie happens with that in the backdrop.
Right.
And I think another thing that people got pissed off about, and I truly believe this, in six, seven seasons of The Sopranos, they never really tell anything from like an African American view.
No.
And this has a predominant African American character in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays a pivotal role in everything that happens in the show.
Right.
So when you watch The Sopranos and you see none of that, you're like, what happened? Yeah. Because they had a relationship, both, you're going to work for me in this way, I'm going to work for you in that way. And then in The Sopranos, the series does none of that.
Nothing at all.
They have no connection to Newark at all in the same way.
Right. It's like they're throwing in a whole nother storyline.
Correct.
But it might not be the best one, the way that they're doing it. It's when I watched it, my first thing was this should have been a Netflix series, and it should keep going. You know what I mean?
They should have cut it down and told it in a couple parts.
It should definitely be a Netflix series. It should be a short series, 6-8 episodes, and it
like a little mini series.
Yeah, and in depth, like they did. What was the is it Bad Blood? Is that the other one that's on Netflix?
True Blood?
No, not True Blood. It's the vampire one. The mob one. I forget. Somebody will correct me.
True Detective?
No, it was a Netflix thing. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Okay.
But it needs more parts. It needs more.
Yeah, I think that they were in a hurry to tell a story that spanned over like 10 years.
It's been 10 years, right? It's been 10 years since we got Sopranos.
But I mean, that time frame,
waiting for this.
That's
the time frame in the Many Saints of Newark.
It might be long. I don't know. When's the last?
It's 10 years.
Is it?
And actually, it's 15 years. The series ended in like 2006.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think Gandolfini's been dead for 10.
Wait so long for it, and
but I think with the Sopranos go slow. They speed it up at times, like in between seasons. They'll end it on a cliffhanger or a high note, and then they'll come back and it's 5 months later.
Right.
And then they catch you up on what's going on. In the movie, they span like 10 years. But some of the cool callbacks, I just watched the show, so soon as I heard it, I caught it right away when Uncle Junior's sitting at the table at the christening, and he goes, he doesn't have the makings of a varsity athlete.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like a callback to the show. He stopped talking to his uncle because it was like to fuck him up over it.
Yeah.
He was like, you said it and it hurt me then and it hurt me now.
Yeah.
That was a cool callback. And the ending actually plays into the show, and it plays into the way that these dudes interact with each other. Because if you remember in the show, he told Christopher his dad died a different way than he did. He tells Christopher that a cop killed his dad, and Christopher goes and fucking tortures the cop and kills him in his house.
Right. Yeah.
And that's not at all what happened. And it's one of those things where when you figure out, because I don't want to spoil how he dies in the end, but if he would have,
did they reveal who did it though?
Yeah.
I was trying to remember. I remember who did it.
So they tell you who did it and who's involved. And the way that it played out in the TV show, you can tell that how he thinks it went down, he was lied to protect the people that really did it. Because that cop had nothing to do with it. And you can look at it from like the psychological standpoint of he's trying to bond with Christopher by telling him, hey, I know who did this to your dad. This guy killed him. You have the green light to go kill this guy. And Christopher's like, I'll never forget what you did for me, giving me that opportunity to avenge my dad and so on and so forth. When obviously Tony didn't really know what happened. Some poor sucker just got murdered for no reason.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting him to go out the way he did either.
Yeah, but I mean, he got murdered, so it's not like you're spoiling anything.
No, but I wasn't expecting to go out the way he did.
Yeah.
That threw me off a little bit. So like I said, the way he died, and then when he killed his dad, like I wasn't expecting that either. That fucked me up a little.
The Ray Liotta being two people fucked me up.
Yeah, definitely. When he came walking out when he went to the gym, like, where the fuck's this guy? Where he's dead? It fucked me up. I was like, whoa.
I thought it was a flashback.
Yeah.
When he was going to the jail, I thought it was like he was going to see like his dad in jail, and then he's like, what are you doing here, kind of thing? And it was like, oh shit, it's a different guy. He's got a twin brother. Oh my God, I didn't see it.
Yeah, definitely a couple little mind fucks in there. But I think it could have been better.
Casting was awesome though.
Yeah, I think the casting was good.
The dude that plays Uncle June as the younger Uncle Junior,
perfect,
spot on. The guy who plays Syl, spot on. Yeah. I love that Syl's bald in the beginning, and then you realize like how subconscious he is because the girl guys try to touch her. Don't touch the hair. Don't touch the hair. So then he starts wearing a toupee.
Yeah, and at one point it comes off.
Yeah,
and
If there's one thing that I wish they would have done, I wish they would have explored the relationship between him and Steve Buscemi's character, Tony Blundetto. Because they tell you how close they were when they were younger and going away and visiting like their uncle's farm and all that shit. And he's not even in the movie at all.
Yeah, they definitely missed some parts there.
Yeah. And Artie Bucco is in it for like young Artie Bucco, who was his best friend growing up, is in it for like one scene. And young Carmela, you don't even realize it's Carmela.
No, that didn't at all.
Yeah. But I mean, other than that, I didn't hate it as much as everybody else did. Yeah. There's things that I would have changed about it. But again, I went in with expectations of it being something entirely different than I think what everybody else thought it was going to be.
I went in it expecting more, I don't know, I guess more of a mob-based movie, a little more action, a little more in-depth story with Tony and everything. So a little disappointed, but I'm not mad at the movie.
Right.
Like I got to watch it again, maybe 2 or 3 times to like really pick some things up. But you know, you pick up on things second go around.
You can't make that show today, right?
No.
The Sopranos?
I don't think so.
I think technology and the way that the mob is today, like you lose all of the lore. Like they can't do street collections. It actually kind of comes up in the show. Like they're trying to shake down a store, and if guys like, this is a corporate location, dude. Like if there's they count every bean that's in this coffee shop. And he walks out and he goes, big business is killing us. Like, and then like he sells the one store to Jamba Juice, and like the whole neighborhood changes. And it's like, you can't go extort Jamba Juice. You can't go extort, Planet Fitness. It's not the same.
No, I don't think
so like the mob makes their money entirely different ways. Like one of the big things they do in the show, they all make money off of bookieing, off of their shies. And you can't do that anymore.
No,
the modern bookie is dead, right, Nate?
No, not really. He's got a mobile.
He's got mobile.
Yeah, he's got
mobile. I feel like more people are comfortable betting through like FanDuel, DraftKings. Like I don't think you can. I'm sure that you're going to get better odds or better. The thing that you get with a street bookie, that you don't get with FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever, is credit.
Right.
I can call a bookie up and go, give me 500 on whatever, and they'll take the action knowing that I've got a week to pay them. With FanDuel or DraftKings, if I don't have that kind of money and there's a game that I really want to put a ton of money on, like you get to bet what you put in.
Right.
That's the only benefit to a street bookie anymore. Right, Nate?
Yep. Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
But people still have credit problems. So
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So it'll never go away with that. So, but
I think that element of the mob has completely dissipated. It doesn't exist anymore.
No, not at all.
So I think that I don't think that you could tell that story or tell a story about a modern day mob, like their hustles and their ways of making money. It's just drugs. It's got to be just drugs.
Something, trafficking, something.
Right, Nate? Nothing.
I'm thinking, and I'm trying to bet at the same time. I think you're right. I mean, like, because we grew up on like the casinos of the world, right? And those real life stories out in like Vegas,
Right.
and it's so much different now because if you think about it, all the handles of sports betting is now on the East Coast. It's not on the West Coast.
Right.
Like Nevada, I think it's Jersey, Nevada, and then PA. But between Jersey and PA, we're talking about almost $1 billion worth of sports betting.
Yeah, every casino now has sports books. You can bet through all that stuff now.
Right. So,
and it's just so much more convenient than having to call a guy and then go meet him to give him his money. And the other thing is you can't lose what you don't have. Yeah, and I think people actually appreciate that as opposed to like you're limited in what you can do by not having that credit. You can't get too deep.
Yeah.
And the phone's changed all that. I mean, it's really
100%.
Yeah, it's really just the phone because now I can move wherever I need to be. So that's a good question. What is the, I mean, I would think that what is the modern day, like what would be a modern day mob movie at this moment?
I don't think you can tell it from an Italian standpoint. I think like,
well, there's all kinds of mobs, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like you can get like, there's a new show coming out. I think it's on, is it like FX? It's another 50 Cent production where I know BMF? He did Power. Yeah.
BMF. Oh, no, it's on Stars. BMF. It's
BMF. Yeah. Black Mafia Family.
And I think that's not part of the Power series, right?
No.
Same production, but no, BMF is a story.
I'm not sure. It's not. So there was. You guys ever heard of the Black Mafia?
Yeah.
So there was stuff that in Philly up in Northeast.
Yeah. The Junior Black Mafia.
Yeah, the Junior Black Mafia. Yeah. So I haven't looked into what what the Black Mafia and BMF is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a part of that.
So I heard him say that. Do you guys know who Rick Wershey is?
No.
So you guys ever hear of White Boy Rick?
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Eminem's supposed to be playing him.
That's so bad that we don't know his real name, but we know
White Boy Rick. Yeah.
Right?
Well, the BMF story that 50 Cent has out, that's the story of Big Meech.
Yeah.
And they actually have his kid,
Larry Hoover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've watched the the few episodes that are out. And it's good. It's a good story, but it's.
But I think that's like the modern day mob story that you're going to get. The Italians are so insulated with the way that they do things and the lore of all the things that they did. Like their numbers are completely dwindling, but there's street gangs that pop up all the time now.
Yeah.
Like you look at the murder rate in Philadelphia right now. All of that is just turf war.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's insane.
It's just turf war. It's just people fighting for their square block to be able to sell their shit.
It's like Grand Theft Auto, bro.
It totally is.
Like people, like I saw in Germantown. I guess it was. I thought it was this year, but my man I had talked to a friend of mine. He said no, it's from last year. Like literally, 3:30 in the afternoon, two dudes just jump out and like not even aiming, just pop.
Yeah.
You see kids walking in the back, middle of the day. It's insane out there. Like
it's a totally different environment. Like,
yeah, man.
This shit always happened, and it's funny because we were talking about the Junior Black Mafia. I remember hearing a story like a cop told me back in the day. A lot of those dudes were like prevalent in like the early 80s, and a lot of them got busted and went to jail, and they got like 20, 25-year sentences. And about 10 years ago, when you started to see the crime rate rise, it was because all of those dudes were getting out of jail and coming back to take what was theirs. And like they were more prevalent in the city than the mob was at one point. Like they were big as shit.
Right.
And they all got busted in like clean swoops. And when you started seeing like the crime rates rise, it was a lot of those dudes that were coming out that were like taking back over their shit. And it's just turf wars.
See, I think a lot of this has been going on for so long. It's more in your face now with social media, with the phone, with the access that people have.
Sure.
I mean, when I was a teenager, I think the streets were worse. I was in the streets. Like, I think it was worse off than it is now. I mean, it was race riots. It was turf wars. It was gangs and everything.
Though.
Yeah.
Like,
it was definitely
though.
more. Oh yeah, we would rumble all the time.
Yeah, that's and I think that's the biggest difference.
The other part too is when you did dirt, you didn't do it in broad daylight.
No, that's these kids. I mean, but anything you do right now is in broad day. It could be midnight. It's broad daylight because of this fucking phone.
Yeah,
this phone. It's just there's so much access. Things are in your face. You can't do anything under the radar.
I think the epitome of that is like where the action never stops is like if you go down Kensington Ave at like 6 a.m. in the morning, like there's still people out hopping like it's 9 a.m., like 10 a.m., 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like when they call it Kensington Beach, it is, but the rest of the city's become that way too. Like crime never stops. But it used to be like, the kids could go out and they could play from sun up to sundown. The sun went down. It was like, all right, now you kind of got to get in because shit's about to get real.
Right.
It doesn't. It's nonstop now. Like no matter where you are, there's always something that could potentially go down, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's bad.
Streets ain't safe no more.
So we're, for those that aren't in our area, we're in just outside of Philadelphia, Thomas Jefferson Hospital.
I just seen
Dude went in with an what the hell was it? Did he go in with? He went in with a machine gun and fucking shot his coworker, like on the 9th floor of a fucking hospital.
Right. One nurse shot another nurse and then shot 2 cops or something, right?
Well, he shot the nurse in the hospital. What's the gun that they always talk shit about that should be outlawed?
The Uzi?
No. What's the not the AK-47? It's the other one. The AR.
The AR-15.
Yeah. So dude comes in with an AR-15 into the hospital. Now I've been in that hospital. It's hard as fuck to sneak a bagel in there. This dude comes in. I did a bunch of times. Like you can't. They get nuts about you bringing in your own food because they've got their own cafeteria service and they've got like a front desk. It's a pain in the ass to get through, like ID badges and shit. Mm-hmm. My man runs through there with an AR-15, shoots a fucking coworker, leaves, steals a U-Haul truck. I think he stole it, and then rolls out to like 40th Street. Somebody says there's a guy just shooting out into the street. Cops show up. He starts firing at them. I'm like,
I'm reading it right now, actually.
It's just crazy to me. Like, who the hell goes to work at a hospital on the 9th floor?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, AR-15.
And just start shooting the joint up. Like, it just blows my mind. Did
they tell you why? What's that?
Do they ever?
No.
Dude forgot to cover his shift?
Maybe it says a certified nursing assistant shot and killed his coworker at Thomas Jefferson Hospital in Center City on Monday, then started a shootout with police officers 4 miles away before he was apprehended.
Yeah.
2 officers were wounded during the early morning gun battle near Fairmount Park in the city's Parkside section.
I've never even heard of Parkside. So that's another thing too with all these bougie neighborhoods popping up.
It actually says the suspect who was wearing body armor and carrying several weapons, including an AR-15.
Yeah, how do you get into the hospital wearing that?
I've been in that hospital a bunch of times. I used to work on site there, and it's impossible. I don't know how he did it. He had to go into like a side door or something because he's not going through the front. I'm
licensed to carry, and I can't get some fucking places.
Right.
Like I feel weird walking up to get my kid from school with my fucking gun on my head.
It's funny they say, like I was saying, that they say Parkside in there. Like they mention new neighborhoods all the time, and I'm like, where the fuck is that? I've lived in this city my entire life, and I've never heard of that.
It says Parkside near Fairmount.
Yeah.
So in your mind, you're like, oh, Parkside, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
But if you ever been to Fairmount Park, it's not nice.
Not at all.
No.
So
they're trying to lure you in.
I'm going to ask you, Mike, because you're probably more like me. Nate'll probably know. He's more hip to the streets. Do you know where Brewery Town is?
Absolutely.
How do you know where it's at?
Because I used to work in North Philly.
So I've driven through Brewery Town a bunch of times and never knew that shit was called Brewery Town.
Brewery Town is up closer to like 30,
Girard.
like 30th and Girard, up that way.
Oh, Jimmy Marcus just said even crazier. They sent the nurse that was shot to another hospital for care, which is crazy because Jefferson is a trauma unit.
Right.
That's where they would take him.
Did he?
Where's Queens Village?
Facebook?
Queens Village?
Yeah.
Queens Village. I'm not sure.
Society Hill. Where's that at?
Society Hill is
growing up, have you ever, this is what I'm trying to say, there's a bunch of sections in the city where you look and you go, what the fuck is that?
No, I know where Society Hill is. I'm just drawing a fucking blank.
How about I mean,
isn't Queens Village and Society Hill right next to each other?
They are.
Okay. That's like South Philly now.
It's like right at the bottom of right at the top of South Philly, bottom of
like more West Philly.
It's like Center City.
Well, it's so gentrified everywhere.
100%.
Like, I mean, my grandma lived 2 blocks from South Street, and now that's Graduate Hospital.
Okay.
They don't even call it South Philly. I swear to God, it's poodles and yoga pants everywhere. You know what I mean? And it used to be bottles.
I would say it sounds like a good time, but in that area, I'm sure the guys are wearing yoga pants.
Like it used to be bottles. It used to be, like just bad, man. But it's completely gentrified. I mean, they put the Ryan Howard Baseball Center right there on the corner. It's insane.
Yeah. What's the section that's it's not University City, but it's like hipster village at like 40th and
Something like Drexel, like where Drexel is.
not where Drexel. It's below that. It's closer towards like Baltimore Pike.
Oh, like that West Philly area.
It's like a section of West Philly, but it's like completely gentrified. You go in there, it's all like young hipsters, and I'm like,
yeah, and all like coffee shops. And
yeah,
shit. Yeah, no,
and it's just like in the middle of the hood. Like it's
yeah.
weird because you go like 3 blocks either way, and people are getting shot. But that's paradise.
Yeah, I mean that's the same like
Northern Liberties.
Yeah, Northern Liberties. Same
Yeah,
thing.
because those houses are huge, man. They're like 3-story houses.
I'm surprised that Germantown hasn't caught the come up because of the size of those houses. Like once those hipsters find out 12 of them can live in one of those houses, they're gonna take that fucking neighborhood over.
Well, they keep shooting up on Germantown, so the motherfuckers are smart.
Yeah.
Like, let me not be over here, man. But no, it's bad. Like you see, like it's like
The only reason they haven't taken it
jumpers
over
and
yet.
tattoos. You know what I mean? You see walking around.
The only reason they haven't taken over Germantown yet is because they don't want to ride their bikes on the cobblestone. It'll fuck up your rims.
It's probably true.
It's definitely true. They're like, it's the one place we can't go. Cobblestones.
Definitely true.
Jimmy said Northern Liberties is made up. It's Fishtown. He's right.
It's definitely Fishtown.
It's Fishtown.
And I mean, I grew up on that lower end of Kensington, start of Fishtown. And, you know, my grandmom lived down there. We got down there all the time. Teenagers, whatever. And they drive down there like, these aren't the blocks that we used to walk around. Like, it's definitely different. It's all different.
My cousins grew up right on the corner, like literally right down the street from Ascension Church.
Okay. I can't pull this.
I think it's called Ascension, but we always called it Ascension.
Facebook still ain't working for me. I can't even share our shit.
I was about to say, where's Jimmy talking?
Yeah.
I shared out the live video.
Oh, okay.
On your Facebook, because I can't even.
No, because I don't see any. I don't see any comments coming on my end.
Fucking
so
Facebook,
YouTube
dude.
might be getting fucked up too.
It's like doomsday out here. Like,
yeah, like
doomsday is crazy. I got fucking street lights out all around the Northeast. You got sun peaking on this side, dark clouds going this way. Facebook and Instagram are down, like traffic everywhere. It's like I thought the world was coming to an end.
It's the Facebook effect. So Facebook, over the weekend or late last week, a whistleblower came out and was like, listen, if there's a story that Facebook has a choice to take the moral high ground or if it's a business decision, they don't give a fuck what it's going to cause. They're going to take the business decision every time.
Mm-hmm.
And this whistleblower, like they were just kind of blowing it off like it was no big deal. And then they revealed who the whistleblower was. The person came out and like, yeah, it's me. I'm the one that said it. And I've got all these documents to back it up to say that Facebook is just as culpable in inciting riots as anybody else. They'll go with that if it keeps more eyes on it, more advertiser dollars in. So ironically, today, the lady, the whistleblower comes out and, you know, I guess gives not a speech, but like a press conference or something. And then immediately every one of the Facebook products goes out. They said it was internal. Like Facebook went down, Instagram went down, WhatsApp went down, Messenger went down.
Amazon search or something went down too.
Everything Zuckerberg owns.
Yeah.
All right. So let me play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
You know how, and this is just something rumors I heard. So you know how a while back it became necessary for websites and stuff to actually ask for your permission to track your activity, your cookies and everything. So what I heard is Apple just put out a thing saying Facebook is no longer allowed to track your activity. So if you're sitting around talking about fucking dog food all day, it's not going to just start popping up on your ads. And Facebook had to put out an updated version of Facebook to stop them from tracking, you know, your activity. Yeah. And now this all happened this week, and all of a sudden Facebook goes down. Yeah. Think that has something to do with it?
So I got $1 million idea. I always lack follow through though. So I'm going to give the idea away for free if somebody wants to figure out how to do this. So exactly what you just said, how Facebook, if you're talking about dog food, you start getting hit with a bunch of dog food ads. So companies like Facebook, Amazon, all of them, your phone itself can hear what you're talking about. Right. And through the cookies, it'll fire out a bunch of things that are, you know, products about what you're talking about. And they're getting paid for this.
Yep.
And it's probably fractions of whatever, but imagine if you were able to opt into that stuff. And instead of them getting paid for it, you get paid for it. Okay. So you opt into it and you say, listen, you can send me ads on all of these things. And if I'm the company that owns it, I can say, I'm going to go to all these companies and say, hey, I've got these people in this demographic that are willing to get your ads, your information sent to them, email, whatever, however you're going to deliver it. And I'm going to profit share with that person. So for every time you get an ad or an email that comes in there, you get 10 cents or 5 cents, a fraction or half of whatever, a percentage of it. Rather than companies like Facebook making billions of dollars simply because you want to talk to your friends on their app, hitting you with advertisement after advertisement, looks like a bag of dicks just hitting you left and right. Like, you should be able to make that money yourself, or the government should come in there and tell them, hey, listen, like, you should be kicking back to these people and paying them because that's what you're doing.
Right.
I didn't ask to be advertised to. It's not like when I turned on channel 6 and I get hit with commercials. I asked for that. I put that on there.
Right.
When I open up your app and I go on there to, check the news or see what's up with my friends, I'm not asking to be advertised. I'm not asking to be listened in on.
Right.
I should be able to opt into that shit and make some money myself.
Right. And that's why a lot of these apps and stuff now, these social media networks and platforms are doing there's I don't do Twitter, but there's like a Twitter Prime now or something like it. Yeah. There's like a secret Facebook where like it's more private.
Is there nudity on secret Facebook?
I don't know. I do not look at that stuff. I'm a happily married man. I don't watch nudity.
Just because you're on a diet doesn't mean you can't look at the menu.
No, I don't know. I don't subscribe to any of that. I hardly go on social media. I just post myself and keep it moving. Like if you send me a notification, I don't say it. You like my picture? I don't know about it.
How much are you making on OnlyFans?
Listen, I've been fucking trying. This is an ongoing fight in my house. The way that you
just explained that, there's a lot more going on than we know
about.
This
is an ongoing fight in my, not a fight. I fight with myself about it because she doesn't fucking listen to me.
I can totally see you.
You know my personality.
I do, but I could totally see you. Like you're just gonna be. It'd be the naked DJ, and you're just be playing like old school freestyle while you're just dancing around doing the helicopter.
I'm all in it, dude. I am all for it. But like I say it all the time, like, yo, people are making fucking $100,000 a day profit to do the same thing that we do in the bedroom. Let me fuck you on camera. I used to be the most insecure person. I don't want anybody to look at my wife. If you even think about what my wife might look at naked, I'm putting you down. But now I'm like, come on, take your fucking clothes off.
Profits.
Let's make money.
Yeah.
I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Let them see it. Let me fuck you on camera. Room full of mirrors and cameras. Let's have a good time.
You all right?
She's not for it.
You're hard right now, aren't you?
I'm thinking, I'm like, come on, man.
He's sweating. His lip is quivering. Let this happen.
I just want to make the money. That's it. Let me fuck you on camera. If not, let me just fuck somebody else on camera.
I have a question.
That didn't go over well. Don't ever tell your wife, let me fuck somebody else on camera. But babe, we'll share the bag. Yeah. We'll split the bag 3 ways.
I picture you
60% will go to you.
I picture you if this is agreed upon, like you're storyboarding it. I can just picture like a cork board or whatever with scene 1. This is what we're gonna do. We want the lighting to be on this. Like it's gonna be straight directed, edited, cut.
Shit.
You're going Patrick Bateman in scene 1. Listen, flexing.
I have a really big mirror in my bedroom. Like just give me the okay to get the bag. I'm sure there's enough guys and girls out there that wouldn't mind watching me flex and stroke my meat on play with my feet. You don't even gotta get naked. Like I could just do like a point of view, right? And just like at my feet and just like jizz all over my feet. And some weirdo out there will give me a fucking bag for it.
Probably 10 weirdos.
Shit, that's even more money. The fuck?
That's premium content.
I'm in.
You're not giving that away for $6, right?
No, I don't know. Depends what kind of middleman.
Depends how many giving away for $6. Hold up. I don't know. Let me think about that for a second.
I don't know. 6 times 1,000 is 6,000.
Dude, right? If you're the type of person that's willing to jizz on your own feet for $6 a view, like I'm not sure that that's a good business model.
At 1,000 views, that's $6,000. Do the same thing I do in the shower once a day anyway.
I'm sure it's a small percentage. It's not going to be 1,000. It's like 10, and you just jizzed on your feet for $60.
I'm sure I can find a way to get a couple.
There's some sick people out there, Steve. Man.
Yeah. What's that? There is some sick people.
If they find a fat, jacked, attractive guy who's willing to jizz on his feet, they might be fucking interested in looking.
So what happens if you do 3 of these videos and you wind up making like $40?
Well, then I find a new game plan.
Is that you sitting in the shower, fucking water running all over you, crying to yourself, going, "This is so embarrassing."
No, the downside is that now there's fucking content of me out there jerking off on my feet.
I'm pretty sure there's worse.
Yeah,
there's definitely maybe.
I'm convinced that if you Google dick and then put whatever you want, go dick and blank on Google, you can find whatever it is you're looking for. Dick and Jello, dick and pudding. There's a fetish for literally everything.
Yeah. I just want an OnlyFans account. I've never even been on.
But I mean,
I've never even been.
right?
No. They tried. They tried to be politically correct, and for some dumb fucking reason, somebody said we have the biggest fucking sexual content platform, and we don't want to do this. It's making them $1 trillion a fucking day, and they don't want to. They wanted to scale back from it. It lasted 24 hours, and the board of directors said, "We're fucking nuts. We just lost so much money. So many people were willing to go somewhere else. These upper class strippers that found a way to make their money on fucking OnlyFans said, I'll just take the money."
During the pandemic, when the strip clubs were closed, that's the only way they could make money.
But once OnlyFans said no more nudity or whatever, you got one of these creative strippers who said, I'll just take a portion of the proceeds I made off of OnlyFans and create my own platform. And once OnlyFans said,
what if you're the person that has the OnlyFans account and like you're putting up a shit ton of content, but you're making no money? Like is it just liberating to you just to go, hey, I got fucking nude and beat off on camera? Like, I'm sure that there's a million accounts of people that are just not worth looking at.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. I've actually, and I swear on everything, I've actually never been on OnlyFans. I might have watched a porn that was from an OnlyFans or something, but I've never opened the website.
I've never been on OnlyFans. I know somebody who has an OnlyFans account. I've never really got into.
Do they get a referral fee? Sign me up. Let's go.
I've never got into in depth with her because like we were cool when we were younger. Rob and I we were kind of laughing about it, but whatever. That's either here nor there.
That sounds like a story for another time.
It is. I mean, like, yeah, kudos to you for being brave enough to do it. And you're not going to make any extra spending money doing it. Like,
yo, I have the best finisher move. Like, I can make some money.
Finisher move.
I could make some money on this. Like you know my wife, she's nice and petite.
You want to know I have a name for my finisher.
Mine's the fucking backbreaker. Like as I'm about to shoot my load, I'm dropping my belly on her back.
Do you know what my finishing move is?
What's that?
Good night, honey.
You roll over, they snuggle me.
No, we don't touch.
It's fucking weird.
Why is that weird?
I don't touch my wife after we're done either. I got a kid and 3 dogs in between us.
None of that. Wait, during? That's fucking weird.
No, after.
But why are you inviting him in afterwards?
No, it's just how we go to sleep.
That's so weird.
I get a portion of my bed.
That's so weird. On my end, it's just we don't touch me afterwards. Like, and that's mutual. Like we're waiting for one of the kids to move out so we can each get our own room.
I
don't want it to be structured. I don't want anybody to think that my wife and I don't like each other. We're on the rocks. We love each other very much. However, sleep and getting a good night's sleep is very important, which means that like one of the things that probably saved our relationship, getting our own blankets.
Hold on,
underrated.
You have your own blankets?
Yes.
Very underrated. I like that.
It fucking changes everything.
Very underrated.
Yeah, I spend most of mine. I'm not even her. I don't fight with my blanket over. It's the fucking dog. You got one dog underneath the blanket, one dog on top of the blanket, and a kid that sleeps like this.
So you're basically the bitch in your house because any dog I've ever had knows on the alpha. They're getting the fuck out of my bed.
Babe, nah, see, I like my puppies. I'm a snuggler, bro. I snuggle with my dogs, not my wife.
You're doing it wrong.
Well, listen, my wife gets that side of the bed. I get this side of the bed.
So you guys share one blanket though?
Yeah. I mean, she usually has like another like big throw blanket, whatever, but
yeah, so he's got 2 blankets.
But we're
no. We have like completely 2 separate, like you stay under your blanket, I'll stay under my blanket. Don't fucking touch me.
How do you make the bed? You fold it in half and split your blankets?
You make the bed?
No, my wife does.
I'm 43, bro. 42. Be 43 in a minute. Make your bed.
Oh.
Are you my mom? Like,
I'm
no,
just saying,
you
don't make your bed?
Who's got time for that?
Oh shit.
You're one of those people that gets up early and has like time before you have to go to work?
Absolutely not.
So
I used to be early for everything. I am
bed?
late for everything now.
You make your kid make his bed?
I would if he slept in his fucking bed.
His bed's permanently. Nate, you make your bed?
Wife does.
My
so
son's
the HR director, Raina, just jumped on. So I hope one of you guys got a job tomorrow.
Oh man.
I don't know, Raina.
Me neither.
Me neither. Not my boss.
Hey,
ain't my boss.
If she's giving promotions, I'll take it.
So
only OnlyFans.
Sign me the fuck up.
Nate, separate blankets?
Yeah, we just recently figured that out this year.
And you guys been together for some time, right? You got a decade in at least?
2.
20 years.
Wow, yeah, high school sweetheart.
And you just figured this out now.
Just figured this shit out now.
Because they were really in love, like from the beginning.
Desiree and I are still in love today.
But they didn't go through a bunch of heartbreaks, and
we didn't either.
They grew together.
So did we.
Yeah, but you had fucking 7 wives before her.
I only had one wife before her. I had one wife before.
Steve, you were married before?
Yeah, it's my second wife.
You were married young?
Yeah, I got married
like early 20s.
Yeah, I was with my first wife for 10 years. We were only married for 6 of them.
Okay,
almost 6 of them.
I know that.
And then when I separated and we finally called it quits, like 6 months later, I started dating my current wife, and we've been together ever since.
She was my She was my bar therapist when we first met.
That's very true.
Let's go back to OnlyFans content type thing for a minute.
Okay.
Right? So I mentioned this to you before. So
if you want to use the studio for OnlyFans, we can
listen.
I'm thinking about
ever the entrepreneur,
money,
right?
I mean, just tell me. I'll make my nipples hard to start flexing a little bit. Where's the camera? Right there.
No, we got a better camera than this, bro.
Hey, don't fucking tempt me, Nate. I'm telling you. So me and Steve were talking the other day, and we were talking about just concept bullshit and whatever. And I said, something I want to touch on, and I think this needs to be fucking addressed. And it hurts my feelings every time I open up social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Why is it perfectly okay when you open up Instagram, all you see is women in fucking next to nothing, ass out, booty jiggling, nipples hard, tits showing, shaking it, jiggling it, wiggling it, the whole fucking 9, and it's perfectly okay, and they're getting paid for it and everything. But if I get on there in a pair of fucking ball shorts with a little chub going on and I start fucking dick swinging around, I'm getting blocked and banned.
It's because you're using the wrong audience.
I don't understand why it's perfectly okay for a woman to get out there and throw her shit around and make her booty jiggle. But because if I let my dick flop in my ball shorts, I'm getting.
When they do it, it's empowering. When you do it, it's creepy.
Why?
Because there's a fine line between empowering and creepy.
Fucking hypocritical. Fucking. What happened to equal rights?
So here's the deal.
What happened to equal rights? All these women.
It's a double standard for sure.
So
no, it definitely is though. But
here's the deal. Majority of women, they don't get off on visual. They get off on emotional. So when you guys are straight up
older women,
no, all of them,
shit, 10 years younger than you, these women are fucking freaks. They just want to fucking wham bam, thank you, ma'am, see ya.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is women get off emotionally on, like, that's why like romance novels sell so well. 50 Shades of Grey, like even before that, those romance novels, they sell because it's visual, it's emotional, but it's all in your own head. With men, everything we do is visual. We need to see it to get off on it. That makes sense, Nate?
No, I hear you.
So I dare you to pick up your wife's phone, right?
Right.
Open up her Instagram.
Yeah.
Go to her Explorer page and just scroll a little bit. And tell me how many shirtless, 6-pack, tattoo, pretty-eyed motherfuckers you see on her Explorer page. I bet you're wrong. She's looking just like you're looking, motherfucker.
On Explorer, what is this? I don't know what this is.
Yeah,
Instagram.
I'm trying to follow it on Instagram.
I don't fuck with Instagram. What is it? I know what Instagram is, but
so where do you go? You go to Instagram and what do you hit the home button? What button do you push?
The fucking
I just post shit about my bets. So
look,
I'm with it.
The magnifying glass.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you go in there.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell anybody on here. Fucking shit's not working now. Still.
I was about to say, don't tell anybody. This shit is getting.
So that's like is that your search window?
Kind of. So it's like, it's just there's the Explorer page, right? So like mine's filled with motivational quotes and puppies.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of puppies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tattoos, motorcycles. But
Right.
there might be some women, workout women,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But I guarantee you, if you
can you clear that?
It's like suggested on like shit that you've browsed.
But can you clear it if you wanted to?
I don't.
It's not like a search history.
No, it's not like a search history.
Because if you can clear it, my wife's clearing it.
No, I don't think you can.
Sneaky bitch.
Yeah, like I don't think you can. Like if you go into a woman's,
yeah.
If you go into a fucking woman's,
you know what my wife's gonna be?
Like,
my wife's gonna be yoga pants and fucking candles.
Let's see if I can pull up a woman's. Like you pull up a woman's. Oh fuck! It's internet's still down.
No, it's probably not working. It's not.
And it's like shit like that, bro.
Right? Why show me that?
Does he make you jealous?
I like him.
He's got a fucking 12-pack.
That's a good workout.
I'm just saying, you see men like that on your women's shit.
That dude's gay.
a fucking bunch of women.
Tattoo placement gives it away.
Yeah, Dick V.
Yeah, it's an arrow pointing up.
If I got that same tattoo, it'd be covered up by my fucking belly.
Swing over.
Let me lift this up for you real fast. Oh man,
I don't think my wife does though.
There's a lot you don't know.
I mean, maybe she does, but I don't know. But I understand what you're saying.
Here's a question: do you care?
Me? No.
I guess that depends on the person.
That's what I was asking.
So my wife doesn't have the proclivity to go out and cheat. She's not that type of girl.
I'm the most insecure person in the world. So if I open up my wife's shit and I see some fucking hot ass dudes on the shit, I'm like, delete your fucking Instagram right now.
So first marriage, yes. I get more annoyed like if I'll see so first off, dudes are the worst when it comes to like Facebook. Like every dude comes off as thirsty to me. So if I ever see a dude that's like commenting or posting on something, like if it's once or twice, it's not a big deal. I'm like, oh, it's just a coworker.
Right. But you're talking about the guys who like every single picture, post.
So like immediately
they never like anything of you and your wife, just your wife, maybe your wife and your daughter.
Yeah. And to be honest, if you're a woman out there, just so you know, every dude checks. I'm looking at your likes. I'm looking at your shares. I want to know who's interested in what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So like I'll occasionally call it out to my wife and I'll go, who's this thirsty motherfucker? And just like, oh, it's some dude that like I grew up with, or it's some dude. And I'm like, why is he commenting on everything? And naturally, I've already scoped the dude up. I'm like, my job's better. I've got a belly, but my abs are still better than his. Like I've got way better calves than him. Like, you know what I mean? Like this dude looks like he just came out of rehab like 6 months ago and got his Facebook back. Like
Steve, your calves are serious, bro.
They are. They're beautiful.
Right? They are.
Yeah. I don't even work out.
I don't work out.
I was born this way.
I don't think I've ever worked out legs a day in my life.
Yeah. I
have
never.
Beautiful calves. I get complimented. You work calves twice a day? Twice a year.
I don't like to brag, but I got mailman calves.
Okay.
It says I've been pounding a zip code for 30 years.
That's a good I like that one.
It's true. I
because if you see a mailman with some shorts on, his calves are in shape.
That's a lot of fucking walking ups and downs.
Absolutely. Calves of a mailman.
Okay.
But I don't think I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, she could be a fucking deviant and there could be dudes. For all I know, there could be girls.
Yeah, that's what you got to watch out for. The women.
So that's the difference between women and men too. It's a big difference that a woman would just as quick flip the switch and say, I'm going to be with another woman.
Absolutely.
At any point in her life.
Any given time.
Right. Like I could say I'm going to hang out with Mike. And if I hang out with Mike too many nights in a row, she's not going to go, there's something going on. She's going to go, you guys are fucking degenerates who drink every night. Like it's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
If she's hanging out with a girl like 10 nights in a row, I'm starting to go, wait a second here.
Are you
did you give her Tupperware with dinner?
Are you fucking sniffing the kitty cat?
You're like, what's going on?
Something's going on.
To me, that's more of a threat, I think, to your relationship than another dude. That except for the coworker. The coworker's always a problem. If your wife ever tells your friend at work is a coworker and it's a dude, she's fucking the dude. Like, or she's thought about it, or could possibly be going down. Like the coworker is a threat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's a legit threat.
Yeah.
He's more of a threat than more of a threat than dude at 1:30 in the morning when the bar is getting ready to close and this dude's just scouring for anybody.
Right.
The coworker's more of a threat than that guy.
She spends more time with him than she does you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's my work husband.
The work
you
husband,
fucking him.
Yep, you fucking him. Yep.
Yeah, the coworker is always a threat.
Yeah.
That's just so-and-so from my job. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. How long has this been going on?
Women are a lot more naive than we are, too. Like, a guy could bluntly be flirting with a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, they don't even fucking say it. I'm like, he just fucking bluntly told you he wanted to sleep with you. Nah, he said hi. It was the way he said hi.
So I've had this happen like 4 times in my relationship where a female will be flirting with me and I never even picked up on it. And my wife is ready just to like fucking hold my jewelry.
I don't think I've ever been flirted with.
So my wife, there was a lady at Home Depot and like I'm walking, not even like I'm looking at the aisles trying to figure out where I got to get whatever project I'm about to fuck up in my house. And I'm looking at aisles trying to figure out where screws or bolts are. And this woman walked down the aisle and my Desiree goes, the fuck are you looking at? And I'm like, the fucking signs. And she goes, no, that woman was just staring you up and down like she wanted a piece. And I'm like, I never even saw her. And she goes, yeah, you did. You're getting off on this. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I missed it.
And she was my therapist? Yeah. Now I know I'm so fucked up.
We were at a bar one night and we're drinking. It was when we first started dating. So we still had that like PDF, like PDA all the time wherever we would go.
What's that stand for?
A public display of affection.
Okay.
So like we'd go to the bar, like I'd be standing next to the bar stool and like she'd wrap her legs around me and like hug up on me or vice versa or whatever. Yeah. Like you're still at that point like where like everything is still cute, right?
Right.
So we're sitting at Andrea's. We're side to side and it's like we're both already pretty drunk. And I played like 3 songs in a row that were Huey Lewis in the News.
That's a bar I got kidnapped at.
So we're playing Huey Lewis in the News, right? Some chick comes out of nowhere. Now, Desiree and I are face to face, and occasionally we're sliding each other a kiss, right. Chit-chat and whatever. This girl literally slid right in between the two of us to where the back of her head is staring right. It's Desiree staring at the back of this girl's head, and she's right in my face, and she goes, oh my God, did you play Huey Lewis? And I went, yeah. And she's like, that's so amazing. I love him so much. I love all of this. And she starts citing all these things. And I'm like, that's so awesome. He's great. So now her and I are having this complete conversation.
And you're going with it too.
Because I love Huey Lewis in the News. So we're talking about like, I like this album a little bit better than that. Like totally forgot that I was in the middle of like a PDA with the wife.
Wow.
My wife literally like shook this girl to the side. She's like, what the fuck just happened here? And I'm like, what? We're talking to 2 people, Huey Lewis. She goes, bitch is about to get fucking killed. And I'm like, for what? She goes, she's flirting with you. And I'm like, it's 2 adults that love Huey Lewis. She's like, no, it's 1 adult that loves Huey Lewis and some dead bitch that's about to get knocked the fuck out. And I'm like, never even picked up on it.
Yeah, that's really naive.
I didn't even pick up on it.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, Steve.
I was drinking, like, who comes into the middle of 2 people that are in the middle of kissing to tell me how much she loves some cheesy 80s music?
Yeah, how do you not
step
pick
in
on
between
that?
2 people that are kissing?
I think Desiree was about to get fucked up.
You think Desiree was going to get fucked up?
Yeah, because that's a power move. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she was not threatened by Desiree at all.
If she had the balls to do that, she definitely wasn't.
If a guy is sitting there talking to a girl and you decide that you want to go over and have a conversation, the first thing you do is size up the dude. Can I fuck this guy up or not?
Oh, yeah.
And if you can, you're going to go make that move. But if you look at that dude and
stand right in front and be like, can I buy you a real drink?
Yeah, but if you look at that dude and you go, that guy spent 5 years in prison working out. I can tell. There's a difference between a guy who goes to the gym every day and a prison workout. You can tell.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Usually his legs are really, everything is upper body.
Yeah.
They don't work legs in the gym.
Speaking of, you ever have a good pickup line? You ever use on a woman? Like a cheesy, like good one?
No.
Oh, I've had quite a couple.
I come off white every time I do it.
No.
It's really, really bad.
I come off white.
It's really, really bad.
What's that? I had one when I was younger. I was like, listen, you just want to go back to my place and do all the things I'm going to tell my friends we did anyway? They're like, what? I'm just saying. I'm going to tell them we did it anyway.
Yeah.
Icebreakers, you know what I mean?
Did it work?
Maybe once or twice.
So next week, because we're running out of time, we only got a couple minutes left. So a lot of your game comes from the fact that you were the DJ.
Yeah.
And a lot of shit would get served up to you. Like you were a premier DJ in the Northeast and you'd have hundreds of people fucking dancing and girls love that shit. The DJ can get laid anywhere he goes.
My following was like 70-80% female. That's why I was successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time.
It's a fucking 6-to-1 ratio.
It was fucking great.
So we'll eventually get into some of those stories at some point.
Great.
So we were going to talk a lot of music stuff. We're going to push that to
it goes back to my pickup line. Like I would be sitting in the bar like DJing and I'm watching these girls like just do their thing. I'm watching their guys do it. You know, I'm getting eye fucked from across the bar. And I would just like walk over to like a really hot chick and be like, how'd it feel? What feel? Knowing that we just had sex in front of all these people in my head. Listen,
and that would work.
OnlyFans.
Once or twice. Once or twice.
Here's my QR code. It'll take you right to my OnlyFans.
hey, you know, I'm a fucked up individual. Yeah, why not?
All right, it's been fun this week. We will be back every Monday night, 7:00. You can catch us right here on CB Productions. Mike Hanratty, Nate Moss. You can catch Nate on the
Money Pot.
The Money Pot podcast. I couldn't get out. I just want to go every time. I just
wore
want to go
my
to
shirt
Money Moss.
yesterday.
Yeah, I go. I just want to say Money Moss every time, and it's not. You can check them out on the Money Pot podcast.
And it's Moss Money, by the way.
I call him Money Moss.
All right, we'll take it, bro.
I go to the beat of my own drummer.
Okay.
But if you're looking for bets to do some gambling, He always puts out some free stuff, and then there's some premium content that you can take a look at, make some money on the side. But we'll see you guys next week. It's been fun.
Yes, sir.
And that's the end.
Goodbye.